our first keynote speaker is my dear friend. I was sent his bio. I'm not going to read his whole bio because it would take several minutes to do so. But uh, Suresh Prabhuji is a dear friend. He's in India as we speak. He's a statesman, a diplomat. He's also a chartered accountant, and he's had significant cabinet portfolios in the Indian government, including environment and forests, power, railways, commerce and industry, civil aviation, chemicals, and fertilizers. He was also the G7 Sherpa and the G20 Sherpa. Shows the prominent role he's played in India as a global leader. He also has been a four-time Lok Sabha parliamentarian and also been in the Rajya Sabha. I don't know what Suresh Prabhuji hasn't done, but I know one thing, that he is very interested in climate action. And without further ado, I want to invite my dear friend, Mr. Suresh Prabhu, to really deliver his keynote remarks. Welcome.
Thank you, my dear friend. Let me first of all congratulate Mr. Rangaswamy for doing something so spectacular and so relevant and so useful for so many years. And he set up this organization, Indiaspora, which has now spread wings all over the world. And it has been playing a role of, hello, yes,
Yes,
he's
you're
playing a
still
very
on.
important, he's playing a very important role in shaping public policy, bringing together all the stakeholders, linking intellectual capital to financial capital, making sure that India develops, but also along with that, the world also benefits. And that's why I think this is a very important forum. Let me congratulate him for coming out with such a brilliant idea of today discussing about AI and climate action. I don't think there could have been a very better convergence of such two important issues. And really, I thank Mr. Rangaswamy for being so innovative to come out to think like this to begin with. Now, let me just tell you something. Climate is the most important issue because there is nothing, war can destroy a lot. If the nuclear war can destroy probably everybody, but climate change, and it is a reality which will destroy not only human life, but probably the entire biological life. So it is as dangerous, as potent, as worrying as nuclear weapon, but even far more than that. And this will be something which will affect everybody. Nuclear, if you put a nuclear bomb somewhere, it might happen locally. Climate is going to affect everybody in all parts of the world in different measures, of course, but everybody is going to suffer from climate change, already suffering from climate change. Now, to do that, as you correctly pointed out, he's not talking about now origin of climate change, reason of climate change, why it happens, but he's going into climate action. So let us look at it like this. This climate change is affecting because of greenhouse gas emission. That is proven by all the scientists of the world, so there is no reason to go into that. It is also proved that it is because of human action which causes greenhouse gas emission, which in turn causes climate change. Now, what does AI can do? Now, one action, one part of the story is climate is a threat. Other part of the lot of fear about AI is that it can actually destroy jobs. It can disrupt the existing way that we do business, we live life. That's true. But at the same time, there could be a positivity from AI, and that positivity can be actually one area in which it can be profoundly used is in climate action. Why? One, I was a minister of power. Mr. Rangaswamy was very generous when he said I had 10, 11 cabinet positions over the last 30 years and almost equal number of years in the parliament. Actually, one of the thing I had done was Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee's cabinet when I was there, I had introduced energy efficiency law, which has actually improved energy efficiency in India. Energy intensity has gone down, and energy is one of the principal reasons why the greenhouse gas emission happens if it comes from fossil fuel family or hydrocarbon family. So just imagine energy efficiency can be hugely used through AI because AI will know AI is a database tool that we know historically what is happening, where it is happening, and can provide simple solutions to energy efficiency. And as Mr. Rangaswamy correctly pointed out, industries like cement and steel and others, they are energy guzzlers, where processes can be properly tracked and you can actually come out with solutions which will result into lesser emissions with similar production. It will not affect economy, but it will actually benefit economy because you are using less power is good for your cost of production. So it's good for your own business, but also good for the society. So this is one area in which it can be very easily used and can be done very effectively. I know I have limited time, so I'm just not going to too much. But second area, agriculture. Now, when I'm talked about just this energy use, etc., that's from the point of view of reduction of emission, which is what we call is mitigation. But there is other aspect of climate action, and more importantly, for a developing country like India, is adaptation. In adaptation, one of the principal area where the adaptation has to happen is in the area of agriculture. So just imagine agriculture, we can use water using proper use of water using AI. We can use cropping pattern using AI. We can think about making sure that post-harvesting, where the losses take place significantly in India, we can work AI. We can use AI for the purpose of understanding the pricing models in the market, and therefore the farmer can sell it at the right price. So this can be a major adaptation tool AI can become in agriculture. AI can be used very effectively for many other applications in, say, for example, in mitigation, one part, an adaptation, other part, which I was just speaking. In adaptation, one of the result of climate change is going to be natural disasters, which are already happening. The US is not immune to this, or no part of the world is away from it. So just imagine if you use AI. So one is a predictive to understand where probably natural disasters could happen, taking the weather data, taking all other available natural flow data, and also in terms of if at all natural disasters are going to hit, like it always hits Florida, Texas, and other states in US, can we actually work on model of how can the quick response takes place? Disaster response. The FEMA is there. Of course, FEMA is not getting enough money, Mr. Rangaswamy, from the budget. But just imagine that we can actually come out with tools which can actually help people to address this issue in a very significant way. Now, you go to infrastructure, which is another issue of climate change. We put up unnecessarily huge buildings without having proper sunlight, no air, and then we put false ceiling by putting first top ceiling to make sure it looks better. AI can actually help in designing houses in a much better way, because housing, incidentally, is one of the principal emitter as well. You cannot believe it, because lighting and other areas in which the construction material that goes into the building, so all of that can be, the entire life cycle of construction activity can be properly looked into. Infrastructure planning can be done in a significant way. Energy, which is in fact, we cannot live without energy, as we are seeing today, because of Hormuz Strait being blocked. But just imagine that we can actually look at entire life cycle of energy, right from exploration to production to its transportation. All of these can be addressed very effectively through AI. And I think this is a topic on which I am so much interested. I had set up a think tank called CEW when I was founding chairman, because I really believe, and then of course I'm a founder of Shakti. I'm also board of CSTP, which are all other not-profit think tanks, but which work on these issues very effectively. I think, Mr. Ramaswamy, I would have loved to talk even longer, but I know there are very eminent panelists will be already there on this. They'll add a lot of value to this. And I'm also supposed to be flying out. But I can tell you something. I think this is a fantastic idea. How can AI be used as a insurance cover, as an interventionist tool to look at climate action? It's a brilliant idea. And I think we should really take it forward. And there is no better person than Mr. Rangaswamy who can do it in a manner that he'll not just talk about it, but will act on it. Like climate is another issue in which people talk a lot, but no action. and therefore climate action is the right word. I think Rangaswamy is the right person who is a climate warrior, you can call him, but I would call him as a multi-purpose warrior. He can fight any war, but not the type of war that is being fought today in the world. But he fights war for good causes to mitigate the challenges that the world is facing and also make sure that we live in a much better world than what we are living today through bringing in top brains of the world through Indiaspora to bring in ideas and link ideas to action. And that's why I really congratulate you, Mr. Rangaswamy. Thank you very much for giving me this great honor and opportunity to be a keynote speaker for such an important issue. I'm sure I will see you soon in Bay Area when I'm there in next week. So congratulations, all the best.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prabhu. It is wonderful to have you with us.